how's it going? So I got a fun song for you today. Man, I hadn't heard this song in years, and I heard it the other day on a Pandora pop station from the early 2000s, and it brought back a lot of memories for me, man. I think I was in middle school when this song came out, and I remember everybody just cracking up and giggling about it. The lyrics are really funny, and the song still holds up to this day. It really does. Kind of one of those timeless songs where the lyrics can kind of be relevant at any time in the future. But yeah, man, I heard some stuff that I thought I could do to it. We can make a really fun loop and just kind of layer all the parts and try to get it to sound like the recording. On the record, they kind of drop out the instrumentation during the verses and it's just bass and drums, but we're just going to play the melodies over the whole instrumentation the entire time, and we'll do the vocal melodies on both Shaggy and the other guy that's singing. It's really just going to be like double stop thirds out of C major and then some C major pentatonic type of stuff. And it's really just all about left hand muting and then right hand rhythm and just syncing those two things up. So it's a fun way to practice both of those things. So I'll teach this in the order I went in. I'll show you the loop first, and then we'll go over the chorus, and then the vocal melody for the verse, and then we'll go over the bridge. And that's about it. So let's just go ahead and get into the intro. Alright, so for the loop part, there's not a lot to it. It's really just about layering different versions of the same two chords, right? So we start out with the bass line. We're in the key of C. We're just going C, G, C, B flat, right? So I'll palm mute this. Sometimes I'll do like some percussive kind of mutes in between. So we just go 8th fret on the low E, 3rd fret on the low E, back to 8th fret low E, 6th fret on low E, C, G, C, B flat. We're at 95 beats a minute if you want to build a loop with a drum beat or something. And then from there, the main two chords of the song are C major 7 and B flat major 7. You can play these a couple different ways. You could also play C major if you wanted to. It still sounds great, but definitely play B flat major 7, right? So I think on the recording they're going like, and they're playing it down here. I decided to walk up. I just thought it sounded a little bit richer. It had more low end to it and just had a different tonality that I liked in the loop there. So either way you want to do it, we'll just bar 3rd fret from A down, have 5 on D, 4 on G, 5 on B. Just hit the A string first. You kind of hit it like twice. You could just hit it once. It's kind of like, I think you just hit it once and you pause. You just kind of have to play along to it to get the timing of it right. And then we just go all upstrokes, B, G to D, holding down that shape, 5, 4, 5, B, G, D. Okay, so, okay, then we'll walk up and we'll form our B flat major 7. I'm gonna put my thumb on 6 on the low E, then kind of form like your A minor shape, playing that version of B flat major 7. Then have 7 on D and G and 6 on B, and then you're just gonna hit the low E, then hit 6 on B to 7 on G. Okay, so then you just go back and forth like twice or whatever. Alright, so that'll be the main chords. So after you have the bass line and you lay down those two chords, then we're going to go over them with the same thing, right? So from here we're going to go it's all like a timing thing. So what we're doing is, if you looked at this on the surface, you would think I'm going E minor to D minor, which could make sense. We're in C major. You could go 3 minor to 2 minor, but what we're really doing is we're playing C major 7, like this version, to B flat major 7. We're just leaving out the root and just playing the triad, right? So I've done videos about this where if you take the minor 3rd and play it against the root of whatever chord, you can get that major 7 sound. So that's all we're going to be doing. We're just going to be going 7 on E, 8 on B, 9 on the G string, and we just start out like 1, how do you count it? 1, basically you skip the first like beat and a half or so. It's like boom, boom, and you just go 7, 8, 9, E, B, G, all upstrokes, then go down and go 7, 6, 5, G, B, E, just 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then you layer that on top of that, so now you have two versions of your major 7s going on. And then what I do for this part, this is fun. I was just trying to mimic the kind of like keyboard synth sound that I heard. I got a Pog, and I got this volume swell pedal called a Boss Slow Gear. I got this pedal at a yard sale for $15, and I didn't know what it did. The guy I bought it from didn't know what it did. His son wasn't playing guitar anymore and moved out, and he just was selling all this stuff, and I didn't know what it was. And I get home and I was like, okay, that's useful. And I looked it up, and they're like $500-600 on Reverb now, so crazy money for something like that. I would never pay that much money for any pedal. But anyway, that's what I'm doing, right? So that swell in itself, you could use a volume pedal. Probably using the volume knob itself would be kind of tricky, but you could use a volume pedal, like a wah type of thing, if you wanted to do that. So then from there, we're just going to do the same thing, right? We're going to do that C major 7 triad, and then we're going to go up to C major 7, or from that C major 7 up to F major, right? So we'll just go 7, 8, 9, and then we'll go 10 on G and B, and 8 on the high E string. Then back to 7, 8, 9 for that C major 7, and then walk down 2 frets with the same shape to that B flat major 7. Okay, so you just kind of gotta, let me lower the volume down. Okay, when you do those kinds of things, you have to change your timing of when you strike down the chord, because if you just hit it on the 1, it's going to swell and go crazy and throw you out of time. So you kind of have to wait and kind of feel the swell of the pedal as to when you give your downstroke. So anyway, man, those are the 3 things that you need to like layer the loop. And then from there, we get into the beginning of the chorus. So let's go ahead and get into the chorus part. Alright, so for the chorus part, this is all going to be 2-note double stops out of C major. The key to this is really just left hand muting, and then being accurate with your right hand with the phrasing, and just kind of trying to hit 2 notes at a time, because we're not really going to be strumming all 6 strings at once. We're just going to kind of pick on 2 notes and just stay there, right? So instead of just banging like that, we're not doing like a funk thing. So you just want to kind of sit on each pair of strings that we get to, right? And just kind of keep your left hand down, mute out whatever you're not playing. So we start out a lot of ups and downs, right? You're not going to have a choice. You're going to have to just down, up, down, up, down, up, right? So we start out G and B, bar G and B on 5. We're going to go down, up, down. Then we'll go 7 on D and G with your ring and pinky, and we'll do start on an upstroke, up, down. Then we'll bar D and G on 5, start with an upstroke, up, down. Just hit that once with an upstroke. Go back to 7 on D and G, up, down, right? And then from here, we're going to slide up to 12 on D and G. Then we'll just outline a C major. Okay, then we'll go 8 on B, 9 on G, hit those together. Then hit 10 on A and D together. Make them staccato, don't let them ring together, just separate, right? From here, Freaky with a Girl Next Door. You're just gonna bar G and B on 5, let them ring out together, hammer on to 7 on G. Just do like down, then down, up. Yeah, like down, down, up, down. just gonna walk back right out of C major to like G, kind of, right? Then we go D and G on 5 to A and D on 5. All right, so the first part. Okay, picture this. We were both all the lyrics, you know. So then. Still the same thing, you just phrase it a little bit. Picture this. Down, down, up, down. Now we just go 7 on D and G once to 5 on D and G once. Then back to 7 on D and G once. Slide back up to 12 on D and G. Then outline your C major, 8, 9, B and G. 10 on A and D. Then repeat the same phrase. Phrasing's the same. Bar G and B on 5. Let them ring. Hammer on to 7 on G string. Then go 5 on D and G to 5 on A and D. Okay, so that'll be your whole first part of the chorus line, right? How's it go? Da-da-da-da-da. Okay, how could I forget that I had given her an extra key? Now we're going to walk down thirds straight out of C major, right? Got to find a way to throw in some like R&B Hendrixy type of thing, right? So we'll slide in 5 to 7 on A, then we'll bar D and G on 5 and hit that twice. How could I? Then we're gonna slide up to 10 on D and 9 on G. Then we'll go 9, 7 D and G. These will all be on D and G strings, right? Walk the same shape back 2 frets to 7 D and 5 G. Then we'll go 5, 4 D and G to 3, 2 D and G. Then we'll go up, we'll bar A and D on 5, and we'll hammer on to 7 on the A string, hit those together. You just hammer on, strum it twice, and then hammer onto it twice, and then just pop A and D on 5. Then repeat the same thing. It's pretty much the same phrasing, but I'll kind of hit 10 and 9 on that first third we get to, or the second one. I'll hit that twice. Okay, so that's the end of the chorus line, right? Alright, and then from there, we get into the Shaggy vocal melody line in the verse. So let's go ahead and get into the verse part. Alright, so when we get into the verse and Shaggy starts doing his like singing, rapping type of thing, it's really just this very staccato, muted type of thing, right? So this is going to be kind of tricky to teach. I'll give you all the notes. I may kind of fumble through it because it's kind of like complicated to explain every little thing that's going on. I normally don't like doing single note vocal melody lines. I always like to harmonize things with like 2, 3, 4 notes to mimic melodies, but the way he's like rapping is going by so quickly, and the manner in which he's doing it is very staccato. So you kind of have to play it this way to get it to sound the way he's sounding. And he has this accent. I don't know if he's from like Jamaica or South America somewhere, but he kind of sounds like a wah pedal a little bit, you know, Mr. Loba Loba, you know, that kind of thing. So anyway, I'll play it through without the wah. I'll try to remember it. My memory recalls it differently every time and kind of plays it a little bit differently, but it's all about phrasing and muting, right? right? So it's just kind of muting and then letting some notes ring out, right? So like a okay, so I'll try to explain this the best I can. Everything is palm muted, and then you're gonna let some notes ring out. You just have to feel it, right? It's the best way I can explain it. So you go 9th fret on G, kind of palm mute all these, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we go to 5 on G, hit it once, then kind of give it 2 mutes, then give it 2 upstrokes, kind of pulse it. Then we'll go 4 on G, 7D to 5 on D. That'll just be the opening line, right? Okay, and then I'll walk up and I'll start this, and then I'll start on like 7 on D, hit that once, and then go back to 9 on G, hit that 4 times. And then I'll go 5, I'll hit 5 on G once, and then I'll mute it, and then go to 5 on D, and then hit 5 on G twice, then go to 4 on G, and then go 7 to 5 on the D string, right? And that's kind of the phrasing a couple times in a row, right? Okay, you better watch your back for it don't do a killer. Okay, so you just repeat that again. Okay, now we're gonna go. Okay, and then we'll just have 5 on D. Hit it 3 times, and then the 4th time hammer on 5 to 7 on D. Then hit 5 on G once. Pause, hit 5 on G again. And we'll go 5, 9, 7 on G. Okay, so that's that whole little first phrase, real slow. Okay, and then to be a true player, you have to know how to play. It's when I start letting them ring out a little more. Go 7 on D to 9 on G 3 times. And I'll go 5 on G to 5 on D. Kind of hit it, pause, hit it again on 5G. Then 5 on D. And then go 5G, 4G. And then land 7 on D, right? Then I'll just start on 9 on G, and then go 5G to 5D, and then you just go 5G, 5D, back to 5G, to 4, and then 7 on D, right? And then the last time, run fast, whatever he says. You just palm mute 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then hammer on 5 to 7 on D, go to 5 on G, and then just go 7, 6, G and B, slide in 9, 8, go back to 7, 6, G and B, and then 5 on G and B. And then you get into the okay, so the whole little vocal melody line really slow, right? Let me play it with the wah so it just kind of has the effect. so that's the whole verse part. Sorry I didn't teach that very well, but you got all the notes. Just sit there and fiddle around with it, listen to the recording, and kind of make it your own thing. And then from there, after the Shaggy part, then the guy comes in, he starts singing, you know, she caught me on the sofa, caught me in the shower, even caught me on camera, all that. So let's go ahead and get into the next verse line. Alright, for the second half of the verse, after Shaggy does his little rap thing, then the guy comes in and starts singing, and what's he singing? The lyrics are like, caught me in the shower, it wasn't me, caught me banging on the sofa, it wasn't me, even caught me on camera, it wasn't me, and it keeps going back to wasn't me, and that'll be our little tagline, right? So we'll have, back into the chorus when he's done with it, right? So this is all like a lot of left hand muting, right? Because we're just hitting two notes, but we're kind of strumming. We're kind of strumming almost everything, right? So, so we start out. We'll just have D and G on 5, and 2, 3, 4. Do it again. Alright, so for the second half of the verse, after Shaggy does his rapping, the guy comes in and starts singing, and he does that whole line about, got me, what was it, what does he say? Alright, so for the second half of the verse, after Shaggy does his little rap line, then the guy comes in and starts singing. It's kind of like a pre-chorus type of thing, right? So it's kind of like he keeps saying it wasn't me, like caught me in the shower, it wasn't me, caught me banging on the sofa, it wasn't me, even caught me on camera, it wasn't me, and he keeps going back to that lines, right? So there's a lot of muting involved with this. We're kind of just hitting the top two strings and then muting out the B and E, right? Alright, so for the second half of the verse, after Shaggy does his little rap thing, the guy comes in and starts singing again. It's kind of like a little pre-chorus, right? And he does like the whole, caught me banging on the sofa, it wasn't me, were the words that I told her, it wasn't me, even out in the shower, it wasn't me, even caught me on camera, it wasn't me, and he keeps going back to it wasn't me. That'll be our little tagline, right? So, a lot of muting going on here. I'll use my ring and pinky to mute out the B and E string. We're kind of just hitting the, D and G strings, kind of muting out everything else, right? Then it goes back into the chorus, right? So it'll be the same notes. They'll phrase it the second time around. The second half of it, he'll phrase it a little different. But use ring and pinky so you can mute out the B and E, right? And it's like it's down up 3 times. Da 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 da. And then we'll have 5 on a D and G. Then walk up, slide into D and G on 7. Then bar G and B on 5 and just give that a stab once. Okay, and then just hammer on 3 to 5 on low E and get C, that C note, 3rd fret on the A string. Okay, I'll kind of do some muted hits in between. Okay, then we repeat the same phrase again. Okay, the 3rd time around we'll go even at her in the shower, wasn't even caught me on camera. Okay, so this time we'll go GB on 3, bar it, and we just go 7 D and G, kind of hit it like a triplet, and then slide back to 5 on D and G. do your Wasn't Me, 3 to 5 to 3. Even Caught Me on Camera. G and B on 5 with ring and pinky. Slide up to 7/8 G and B, ring and pinky. And then go back, do your hammer on 3 to 5 to 3. Okay, the second half of that, so after we do that, then we'll change the phrasing. Okay, so we just go down, up, down, and then a down, up. It's like a triplet and an eighth note. And then just slide in 5 to 7 on D and G. Then do your little hammer on. Do that twice, then the last time. And the scream's getting louder. Bar G and B on 5. Then walk back D and G on 7 to 5 on D and G. Slide it. Okay, dude, It Wasn't Me. And then even, whatever the lyrics are, we go back 5 G and B to 7/8 G and B. And then it goes back into your chorus, right? Alright, so that whole part really slow. So then you get out of that part, and then it goes back into the chorus. Then we get into the bridge part, right? So basically the structure of the song is like chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, verse, pre-chorus, chorus, bridge, whatever. I don't know. But there's no point in repeating all that again a second time. So you have everything you need. You got the chorus, you got the verse, you got the intro loop part, Shaggy's verse, and then the guy's singing his little pre-chorus, and then it goes back into the chorus again, and then you can get into the bridge. But yeah, anyway, so let's go ahead and get into the bridge part now. Alright, so the bridge part happens, I think, after the second chorus go round, and it's when he starts singing, like, gonna tell her that I'm sorry for all the pain that I caused, whatever he starts singing. All double stop thirds right out of C major. So we just walk that up. Then we go back into the chorus, right? So it's a fun part to play. We're just walking around. We just go 5 on D and G. Got to use ring and pinky for all these. Go 5, 7 on, or I'm sorry, D and G on 5 to D and G on 7. And then bar G and B on 5. Hit that 3 times, real staccato. And then we're gonna slide in 7 and 6 G and B up to 9 and 8 G and B. Slide back from 9/8 to 7/6, and then bar G and B on 5 and hit that again. Gonna tell her that I'm sorry. Then we'll walk back D and G on 7 to D and G on 5. Then we'll go A and D on 5, D and G on 5, and then G and B on 5. We're kind of going like a G5 to a C5 and then to another C5. Alright, however you want to look at it. Is that right? G. Now it's like a G and C, so yeah, it's almost like power chords, right? So, and then we'll hammer on on this last part. So so after you walk up on the 5th fret, A, D, D, G, G, B, the last time we're gonna have 5 on G and 3 on B. Hammer on with your pinky to 5 on B and hit the open E string with it. Okay. We're basically working out of this C triad, but instead of playing that, we're just gonna have like C and E together for like a root and 5th, right? And then you just repeat that like 4 times. Same phrasing each time. Third time's the last time I think it happened. Yeah, so do that 3 times, and then the last time we'll go, you may think that you're a player, but you can't keep me long, and I say, whatever the words are, right? So the last time we'll walk it up the same way, D and G on 5 to D and G on the 7. And then hit 5 on G and B, bar that. Hit that 3 times. Then slide up 7-6 G and B to 9-8 G and B, back to 7-6. Then bar G and B on 5. And then we'll go 7 D and G to 5 D and G. Then we'll bar A and D on 5. Then go D and G on 5 with the index. Then go D and G on 7 with your ring and pinky. Slide back to 5. And I say. And then you just pick it. And then slide in and slide back 5 to 7 to 5. Actually, I don't slide it back, I just pick it, right? So that's that little last little part. Alright, so that's your whole little bridge part. You just walk through it. Back into the chorus, and then the song just ends after you play through the chorus one more time. So that's everything you need to play it, man. Like I said, there's not a lot to it, but it's such great practice, and it's, you know, you get to have fun with a fun song doing this. So lay down like a drum beat, or lay down. You don't even need a drum beat really if you don't want to. You can just kind of like. You can just use muted hits with your guitar. You don't even need a drum beat. You can just do like boom. You know, however the beat goes, you can just kind of make it with the mutes if you want to make like a 2 and 4 kind of kick type of thing. And then yeah, man, that's it. So just layer all those 7th chords together, and then we just work on the vocal melody part with all the double stops. Great practice with your timing with your left and right hand, and that's it, man. Just practice slow, have fun. I'll see you next time.